He came towards a stranger from another world, came towards in the weirdest of ways, in the weirdest of forms, in the weirdest of ways imaginable, bonding with a man. They created an alternate persona, always a protector. This protector protected us from very many things, including its own offspring known as Carnage. But now, the lethal protector is back, in his final adventure. For what comes for him is worse than anything that he's faced before. He must face off against the person that created him. He must beware the man who would eventually catch him. He must be careful of the one black king known as Null. And in every escape and in every event, this might be the last time that he will be around. That this lethal protector will be the one that we've chosen. This might be his last dance. Last dance before we hit the Greeting geeks and nerds, amazing universe, and mighty nerdy, and yes, we are taking a look at Venom. Let There Be Carnage. Venom The Last Dance. When I last saw Let There Be Carnage, I actually thought that it was A, pretty damn decent, and B, was surprisingly a great follow-up to the original. Now, I'm not one to say that the original isn't like a serious classic. The original has its flaws. Still a great movie, yeah, but still has its flaws. Venom Let There Be Carnage, like I said in my review, was supposed to be rated R. And I think if it was, it would have probably benefited because that movie was supposed to be a lot darker than was intended. The Last Dance is the last one of the franchise rated PG-13, and even Tom Hardy came out and said that Venom will no longer be in the MCU. So this is his farewell and his last dance and whatever you want to say, his last final hurrah. So is this one worth the final last hurrah? Is this really the Venom movie that people have been waiting for? Well, let's find out. His adventures began so long ago that it's finally time to see if Venom truly is done. And especially with the symbiote suit supposedly supposed to show up in Spider-Man Brand New Day, why don't we check that out? So, let's dive into Venom Let There Be Carnage. And I keep saying Let There Be Carnage, I mean The Last Dance. So let's check out Venom The Last Dance and see just what is Venom's very last dance. I mean, he became Lethal Protector and to destroy his own offspring, you might as well say, with Carnage. So what's left for the big symbiote fella? Well, if you remember at the end of Let There Be Carnage, he was a criminal, so that's exactly where this movie picks up from. So after his adventures with taking down Carnage, Venom is, back where he was before when we last saw him at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, and he's trying to make the best life for himself. But of course, Venom is still being the lethal protector that we all need him to be, taking down criminals, taking down assholes, and being just an all-around anti-hero and the best he can be. That is until the military, yes, I'm dead serious, finds out more about the Venom symbiotes and want to actually use the Venom symbiotes as a plan, and especially in the military to control.
See? Let's go. You asked from a moron, eh?
The Venom symbiote doesn't work that way. Even Sam Raimi, as shitty as Spider-Man 3 was, at least he understood the symbiote. The symbiote attaches itself to someone and eventually changes that person's personality or changes whatever that it doesn't like about the person so it's best fitted for, well, its habitat. As this was shown brilliantly by Peter discovering that he was changing, turning into a darker form of himself as per the symbiote's basically declarations for Peter's body. Which is what we also saw when Carnage bonded with Cletus Cassidy. We saw an alternate version of what he would be, and how the Carnage symbiote kind of changed Cassidy. As the symbiote looked for a host that it basically isn't more in tune with. The symbiote is not something that can just be bonded to anybody out of whim's notice, especially for combat. As Venom, and also Eddie, are on the run away from something much more terrifying than Eddie could ever imagine. No, the Black King and creator of the symbiote. And whether you know the comic book universe or not, you've heard of No, as he is the creator of the symbiote and is known as the Black King, and has made a debut in Venom multiple times. as it is a fight or strife kind of situation for the movie, as it's Eddie and Venom having to fight for survival and to get away from everybody that's hunting them. As a couple of the symbiotes, or mostly one in particular, tells them that a symbiote war is coming straight for them, and they have two choices: to fight or to escape the planet. And as for Eddie, he knows that this is the final farewell. He knows that this will be the last time he'll get to be Venom. He knows that he cannot return after what happened. But damn it all, if Eddie's not gonna go down without one final fight, and he's bringing down whoever it takes with him, and he's gonna show the Black King who the true Black King really is. I love the scene where even Venom points out that they've been through a lot. They've been through hell and back over the years. So it's time to do one final last hurrah and end things on such a high note. As the Venom symbiote offers itself to be destroyed, even against Eddie's wishes, because it needs to be destroyed. It needs to, otherwise Null will keep hunting down Eddie. As the film ends on the last hurrah, we know that we will never get to see the Venom symbiote ever again. Maybe the symbiote suit, but Venom, for now, is all done. Now don't get me wrong, fellow geeks and nerds. I loved Venom The Last Dance. I really did. But the thing is, compared to like the first movie and especially the second one, this one felt really rushed, and I don't know if that was intentional or not. I don't know if this film had any budget problems. I don't know if there was any time restraint on this or not. But it feels like very much we're trying to get this rushed out as soon as possible, and even Tom Hardy has admitted that Eddie Brock or Venom will not ever return in the MCU. But even in saying that, and even despite of everything, this is still a really damn good, decent film that tried to tie up a bunch of things all at once. It tried to involve the Symbiote War, Planet of the Symbiotes, and a bunch of other things, especially the one of, I think it's just the Black King arc in the comic books. They're just trying to tie everything together just so we can create a massive, impressive universe that nobody would ever think to see before. And yeah, they're tying in to. It's like the Hellboy 2019 movie where they try to throw in a bunch of ideas all at once just to see what sticks. And not that that's saying that this movie is bad, it's not, but there are heavily flawed things because of this, because they're just trying to hit so many ideas at the idea dartboard that they don't know exactly what fits, and they don't know exactly what's going to hit, what's going to miss. But despite of that, I have to really admit, and I really have to say that for the last Venom movie, Venom The Last Dance was really damn impressive. This is such an epic send-off to Venom, and it's surprising that it took so long to create this epic finale, but hell, if I cannot lie, that it was really damn fucking worth it. I mean, especially seeing all the other symbiotes and having them make cameos throughout all this. Yeah, I can't lie, man. It was just really fun just being around this type of environment. So Venom The Last Dance, yeah, you definitely have to see this one if you're a Venom fan. Especially for how it turns out, it's a lot better than it really has any right to be. But yeah, like I said, Tom Hardy has came out and admitted that the Eddie Brock character for the MCU is done. He done being Venom, and that probably there won't be another Venom in the MCU. But if we know one thing about Venom is that the big guy always finds a way to return. So could we possibly see him in the future for another future event? It's entirely possible. Even Tom Holland, not Tom Hardy, had admitted that there might be, and if you remember Venom The Last Dance, it was originally supposed to be called Spider-Man and Venom, that explains the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home. Then somebody over at Marvel or Columbia said, we shouldn't do that, so they scrapped that idea for this one. Even Tom Holland and Tom Hardy admitted that they were excited and ready to do the Spider-Man and Venom storyline, but that is not quite the case, especially when I went to the epic theater reveal for Spider-Man No Way Home, which I did review when I came back. They were handing out a comic book that was called Spider-Man and Venom, at a hint that the two would eventually team up. So Marvel had that ball, dropped and fumbled it, and just decided not to come back and pick it up. But however, they did pick the ball back up with Venom The Last Dance, and it really is a damn good movie, man. I cannot lie. I've always been a pretty solid Venom fan. Venom's not like one of the all-time great characters for me. I can at least see why he'd be a great Spider-Man threat. It's just that I've always had kind of a soft spot for the guy. I'm not really a die-hard fan of Venom, but I've always, had appreciated what Venom had brought to the table, especially as a mainstream comic book villain in the Spider-Man mythos and whatnot. So I would recommend Venom The Last Dance. It is definitely one of the, great movies that is out there, especially for the MCU wise. My girlfriend was the one that was telling me that I should check this movie out, and I have to say, I'm very surprised that I did, and I actually really do like it. Do I like The Last Dance better than Let There Be Carnage? In a sense, Let There Be Carnage is better story wise because it really tried to set up more of the Venom universe. Where The Last Dance, they're really banking on you to be a massive Venom fan before you see this movie. But I digress in saying that it's just a bunch of fun, and it's just one of those goofy action movies that you can just really just enjoy just for the taste of it. But I really do like how they tie it all up at the ending with Venom saying, if we're gonna go out, we're gonna go out with a bang. And even Venom sacrificed himself so Eddie could live, during the whole great superhero sacrifice thing, which was honestly probably one of the greatest parts of this movie as well too. So Venom The Last Dance was really damn impressive for me. It was really damn amazing. And despite it being pretty well quick to the pace, it's still a damn good movie. So for me, Venom The Last Dance gets my Funko Pop rating of an Inuyasha because just despite of the problems and flaws that this movie has, it still somehow managed to blow me away and make me still impressed that a movie like this can be made. But if it had more time to sit in the oven and cook, like for example, Godzilla X Kong could have, or Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla X Kong, both could have taken a little bit more time to cook, and it would have been much more perfect. Venom, The Last Dance the same way, but I still had fun with it. It was still a blast, and it still managed to blow me away. So, Venom, The Last Dance gets the Funko Pop rating of an Inuyasha.
Give me one last dance before we hit the.
Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified every single time I make an upload. Let me know what you thought about Venom The Last Dance if you have seen it in the comments down below. And which one is your favorite Venom movie? Are you a fan of Venom 2018? I think that's when it came out. Are you a fan of Venom Let There Be Carnage? Or are you a fan of Venom The Last Dance? Let me know in the comments. In the comment section down below. While you're down there, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified every single time I make an upload. Follow me at Twitter with the link in the description down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I believe in the first. I want nerdy to keep on. And again, let me know what you think about Venom The Last Dance in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I believe in the first. I want nerdy to keep on. And until next time, guys, and as always, take care.